Hey, this is Bill with Dirty Bird Outdoors, and today we're going to give you an updated video on our Smokercraft Phantom 20. We have a video posted from before, and we've done quite a few changes and got a few different things on the boat, so I'm going to give you a new updated tour of the boat. First thing we're going to do is we're going to go around the outside of the boat. The boat's powered by a 150 and a 9.9 kicker. We haven't had any trouble with either one of these motors. The rear of the boat, we did have some bulges in between the welds, and so the first year we had the boat, we had to send it back to Smokercraft, and they pretty much replaced the transom. There's some things that few things I don't like about the boat that I wish was different, but I think with any boat you buy, I think it would be like that. But for the most part, we have really enjoyed the boat. On the boat, we have all Cisco rod holders and tracks and stuff like that. So if Cisco sells it, we pretty much have it. Up on the front, we got a Minn Kota Tarova, and we have the Cisco holder for it. This has been a great motor. This is how we steer the boat. This is how we dictate the speed of the boat. I use the cruise control on it. It's a great motor, and it pretty much takes you in the direction you want to go. We have the full enclosure on the boat because we were out on Mosquito Lake the other day, and we had the girls on the boat, and so I had the heater running to keep them warm, and me. Go to the other side of the boat here. All of our graphs are all Garmin, the electronics. We have a Cisco downrigger. It's pretty much a manual downrigger. It doesn't have an auto stop or anything like that, but the thing's built like you wouldn't believe. I was a tool and die maker before, and this thing is unbelievable. Everything Cisco makes is unbelievable. So you pretty much just watch the counter for your depth. Or if you run a fishhawk, we run the 4XD, and so the display pretty much shows you your depth, which I recommend having the depth. I'm glad I got it. At the bottom of our downrigger, we run a Chamberlain release, and you set the tension on that with this magnet. Your line goes right around that. When you get a fish, it pulls on it and flips it open and releases. Absolutely have loved this release. No issues with that. I would like to get trim tabs put on it. We were supposed to have trim tabs put on it this spring, but the guy at the marine shop never called me back to set up the appointment. We have a GT54 transducer. I would like to upgrade that to the GT56. Not that it really matters out on Erie, because I really don't use sized scan or anything like that. And a lot of our scanning we do from either the live scope or just our graphs. This is the transducer for the fishhawk, and that gives you, that sends all the information from the probe up to that, and it gives you the surface speed as well. I really like using the probe. That's pretty much what we use for our speed, the surface speed, because of the current. I pretty much go off of that exclusively, and it works out real well. We have trees on our boat, we have tubes, we have downrigger cradles, we have some cups, we have our antenna, and that pretty much wraps up the outside of the boat. Now we'll do the inside of the boat. So now that we're on the inside of the boat, I'm going to tell you about everything that we've done and we have in here. Like Dirty Bird Outdoors, if you know or if you don't know, we started printing a lot of 3D plastic parts, and so I'm going to show you a lot of the parts in our boat that we have printed and products that you can get from our website, So from the back of the boat, here's inside. The enclosure is awesome. It keeps you dry, it keeps you warm. Love the high windows on the boat. The wipers, when I got the boat, I didn't think you'd really need wipers. Well, they come in handy, like quite often. It's got a panel down here, a door that blocks the wind. You have a gutter system all the way across the front of the boat. And we have some compartments. This is just a front compartment. I don't have anything in there even. The boat come with a 12 volt, 24 volt plug. So the first thing we had to do is put a 36 volt. Why they wouldn't have a 36 or at least a 24 36, I have no idea. So it costs you like, you know, $100 to change that. In this compartment, well, I'll show you this front compartment. This front compartment, this is where our MillerTech battery is. And this is a MillerTech 36 volt, 60 amp hour battery. MillerTech has a great app for your phone, and the battery's worked out great. I'm not sure how long we had it, probably 4 years. This is our live well. We didn't use that live well for a few years because we had a live well in the back of the boat. And if you check out some of our fishing videos, you can see that live well, but we since that time we've taken it out. And then I bought some rod holders that we mounted there in the front. So from the bow of the boat, looking towards the back, we'll take you down here. Our boat came with one seat, one bench seat. And that bench seat offers tons of storage underneath. Over here is our Garmin 106X SV. We have our marine radio. And some of the things that Dirty Bird Outdoors makes, if you're out, black flies and mosquitoes, if you have a thermocell and your back looks like that, we make brackets to go into your boat. Those go into the track system. You could use self-tap-in screws, wood screws, mounted anywhere on your boat. Then another product that we make is for the iPilot remote. That goes into the track. So you don't have to throw it in your glove box. You can just reach down there and grab it and then put it back. So I think that's a really cool little product that we make. So the boats on both sides have shelving, and everywhere in the boat's the track system. So on this shelf I just store, you know, a box with 2 ounce, 3 ounce weights and miscellaneous hardware, you know, snaps and stuff like that. We have a bag. This is our bag of dipsies. And if you don't want your lines tangled and you're looking for something like this, Dirty Bird Outdoors makes dipsy diver holders. These are for the Lure Jensen #1s, and we also have them for Dreamweaver size 5, the 124 millimeter. So instead of having a bag of tangled up leaders, you know, you can just wrap them around there and store them. Now, if you have different size dipsies than the one I mentioned and you want some holders, message us. I'll make them for you. I'll make any size you want. You know, and a lot of these products, if you need something for your boat and you don't see it on the market, get in touch with us. Much model anything. So down underneath both sides where your toes go, where you rest your feet and that, there's another storage compartment, and that's on both sides. That's super nice. And we have a side box over here, side storage. Up on top of the glove box I mounted a Cisco track and put some cups just to throw whatever you want. Drinks, you know, you want to throw your headlamp in there, whatever. Just kind of a place to catch things. This compartment here, it's a nice big compartment, but it's not a dry compartment. They don't have any drainage for the water inside the track there. They should have some kind of gutters to get rid of the water. There are floor drains, but they really don't work that good. So we don't really use that but for the anchor and for a throwable. Over here on the side of the boat, this is a Tango Fishing Systems planer board holder. This one's made out of aluminum, but they have them made out of 3D plastic as well, and we store our planer boards in there. If you run planer boards, which I was looking for planer board lights, I never found any I liked. So Dirty Bird Outdoors, we printed and we modeled some of our own. So you can take the lights off, store those in a glove box or somewhere, and just lock them into place. And then they're printed out of red and green, and it has red and green lights on it. So those are pretty sweet. And then you'll notice more track system all the way down the boat. We got our special mate boxes. And we store all of our, lures in. These are like bombers and thunder sticks and whatnot. And the other one's for bandits and flicker minnows and bombers and husky jerks, and that one's all spoons. We have Wave Pro seats, suspensions. They seem to work out really well. Got those a few years ago. They're air. You just pump them up with a pump that they give you. Got our glove box in the front. The glove box is nice size. It's not too big to where you fill it up with too much junk or feel like you almost need shelves in it to store stuff. That works out really nice. And I think that's pretty much the front of our boat. Right there inside the cab. With the enclosure, when it's cold outside, that's kind of my favorite time to fish, to be honest with you. I really like the enclosure. We have a buddy heater that we take with us. It's right there. And if you use a lot of propane tanks, like we do, get yourself some of these fuel kegs. You put in an adapter on your 20-pound tank, and you just fill these up. These are probably about 19, 20 bucks a piece. I have about 6 of them. The adapter's like $25. And then I just have a dedicated propane tank in the garage, and we just fill them up. So, I mean, if you can get 20 refills and it costs you 15 bucks, it's costing you 75 cents or something like that to refill your tanks instead of, $6, $7. So that's something that we got that I really like. So I'll just do a pan around the boat here. Yeah, go on our website and check out the stuff we have. We have the multiple cup holders, the net holders, the Dipsy Diver holders, your planer board lights, thermocell holder. We're coming out with new stuff. I've had a guy that watches our channel, and he's asked for a couple things, and I'll make just about anything. And it's not like I'm going to charge anything extra, because if it's a good product, we're going to start selling it on their website. So we just appreciate the great ideas from everybody. This boat's a lot like a used craft boat. It's set up like that. A lot of fishing space. We can fish 5 guys on this boat, no problem. It fishes 4, absolutely perfect. If you guys have any ideas of what could be, what we could print to hold up here or put up here on the rail, that'd be cool. So yeah, this is our Smokercraft Phantom 20. I really can't think of anything else to show you on the boat. I think I pretty much covered most everything. There's quite a few changes since our previous video. So if you saw it, you see the changes we did on it, things that we added. Looking forward to the 2026 walleye season. Maybe we'll see you out on the lake. And as always, stay dirty.